We're back, baby! The long-awaited return to the rip-off universe. This time we're headed into the forbidden cliché world of the Ouija board. When people are being possessed by demons isn't enough, when a haunted doll isn't enough, you can always fall back on the satanic kids game of Guess Who. Or should I say, Guess Who It Ain't, because no one's gonna make a movie about a Ouija board where someone either gets to talk to a dead loved one or talk to an interesting spirit, and then nothing bad happens. By the end of the series, you'll see an assortment of villains that can emerge from this stupid overhyped gimmick. I've reviewed Hollywood's version, now it's time to return to the wonderful world of Tubi to see what no-budget indie filmmakers can do with this piece of cardboard with letters and numbers. 2 of the 3 movies I teased back in the Conjuring ripoff video have since left Tubi, so I had to pick 2 new ones. I don't know if this was for better or for worse, sure was an adventure alright, and so, without further ado, let's get started. If you had to pitch a Ouija board horror movie, what's the easiest concept you can quickly whip up? A few teens are bored one night and they use a Ouija board to make the night interesting. Oh no, they got demoned. Yep, Ouija possession. After an overly long opening title sequence, we cut to this guy who is breathing heavily and all the other kids are already possessed by the Ouija. Already starting strong. And by strong, I mean embarrassingly. This guy's re-recorded breathing does not match his mouth. And before we know who any of these characters are, they're all just zombies swarming this one dude. And there's only one way to stop them.
Jesus! 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 Jesus!
Then he breaks the Ouija thing and a zombie rises out of the grave. What? Cut to earlier that day, without text indicating that. Like, yeah, imagine if The Evil Dead opened with a glimpse of the demon shenanigans, but then it cuts to them on the way to the cabin.
I feel like, we should start our stories where they begin, not start them where they get interested.
Get out.
What?
Apparently this movie sparks so much of a mystery, we must see how it unfolds. Even though 80% of this movie takes place in this dumb basement. But anyway, earlier that day from later that night, when they have a Ouija board, we have boring Gossip Girl.
You know I'm your supreme confidant in all things. You know you can tell me anything, right?
I'm so sick of Francis.
Is that why you haven't been talking much about you guys lately?
There's nothing to talk about. I mean, we're together every waking hour. I just sort of run out of things for us to talk about us.
Well, you just really haven't been saying that much lately. Not like you used to.
Followed by awkward football.
Get him! Oh, come on!
Just stay positive. We're going to win this game, all right? What I want you to do is I want you to put that ball straight up.
What?
Oh boy! Stand still!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
This is all just typical horror movie stuff to establish these basic characters that we will then watch get picked off one by one. But it sort of backfires when you don't know how to write characters in any interesting way. Just listen to this riveting, edgy teen dialogue. Oh, someone's pregnant.
How'd you know?
The girl's got her way. Wrap up the sausage, my mom always said. You wouldn't want to start aborting at our age.
God, Lydia, do you really have to be so blunt?
But blowjobs are perfectly fine. Any hour of the day or night. Don't tell me you don't go down.
Just whatever.
What? The boy's character development isn't any better. So far the camera movement is decent, probably got some good kit behind that camera, but everything else is kinda key.
Hey, what are you guys up to tonight? Going down to that basement?
The one from the intro? Yes, the one from the intro.
It's Friday night, man. That's what we do.
Just keep setting up where the film's gonna be set. The basement.
You guys gonna be down there late. It's Friday night.
We'll be down there all night. It'll be a wild night.
A wild night? I think I've heard it all.
Listen to this sound mix.
Wild night?
And how is the exciting basement?
I'm so bored.
So what if it's raining out all night? It's not raining in here?
No, it's raining down here, all right. It's raining boring.
Man, every scene is just the boys having boring fun and the girls just sit to the side and bitch. No wonder teasing them possessed at the start was boring too.
Oh, boo-hoo. The honeys are bored.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you guys tonight? Not getting enough attention from the boys? It's not even 8 o'clock and we're staying late tonight.
What? Why are they there then?
This is boring. Every week it's the same thing. This is always what you guys want to do.
You guys don't even consider what we want to do.
ADR versus on-set audio. This girl's dialogue was recorded on set.
You guys don't even consider what we want to do.
This girl was re-recorded later in post-production.
This is always what you guys want to do.
And together they are...
Oil and water!
This is boring. Every week it's the same thing.
You guys don't even consider what we want them to do.
The point of a story like this is to have a big party night and then it runs out of steam and then they need to kick it up a notch. Starting boring, continuing to be boring, and then making the characters say they are bored is like being bored in slow motion. I'd rather watch The Blockhouse than this movie. Then the killer from Scream suddenly has a bright idea.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get the game.
A game?
Not just a game.
So he goes upstairs where his family are played by the Sopranos.
Come on, Francis. One time for everybody here. Make a muscle for everybody.
Please,
Come on, don't be embarrassed. Your father's proud of you.
That kid's gonna be all pro someday. All pro, ain't that right, son?
You bet, Dad.
That's right, Jay.
And then he goes up to this little girl's room who might be his sister or someone and starts telling her that the Bible is the most important book ever.
The Holy Bible?
It's also a great place to start if you want to know everything there is to know.
And then goes back downstairs, which brings us to the next ingredient.
A Ouija board, that's wicked cool.
Ouija? That's the fucking game you got?
Yeah, tell me about it. No, wait, don't tell me about it.
You know why they sell this game to kids and it passes as a harmless game? Because for 2 kids it is a harmless game. Not for 6 it's not harmless, it's far from it.
We need 6 to match the power of the beast.
Come on, man. We need 6. Everyone's into this. Don't wuss out on us.
This guy has some dumb knowledge of religion, tells that little girl about the importance of the Bible or some shit, and then has this dumb argument with Sideburns guy.
We could even raise the dead if we wanted to.
You got no respect, alright? You think you can do whatever you want without consequences. You have no idea what you're playing with.
Yeah, talks about raising the dead. Then this dumb bitch is like,
Jesus, Tony, it's just a game. Will you just play for crying out loud?
yeah, despite everything he just said, it's just a game, silly.
Well, let's start small. Maybe, just maybe, we can raise one dead man from his grave.
It's all fun and games till someone gets hurt.
Jeez, already, let's just play and ask it some questions. I'm dying to see if this thing really works.
I wanna play. I have questions and I need answers.
So, in a movie about a Ouija board, you'd expect the actual talking to the board scene to be the most tense set piece, watching all of these characters change their lives forever by tampering with something they don't understand. But this Ouija board scene is so dull and the dialogue is so unnatural and forced that it makes me Ouija bored out of my mind.
My God, you guys. This thing is telling us it was murdered by his wife, and she did it by poisoning him for money.
Come to us, Jonah. Now you say it.
Come to us, Jonah.
Come to us, Jonah.
Come to us, Jonah.
Come to us, Jonah.
And speaking of boring, this movie has finally caught up to the intro scene. Mystery solved. Hey! Anyone seen Evil Dead? This movie wishes it was Evil Dead. I wish it was Evil Dead. We already know a zombie's gonna crawl out of the ground. Now you just get to see it in real time. Up you get. Time to be the villain. Hurry the fuck up! Good grief. What follows is just boring talking.
Alright, you guys were possessed.
Possessed? Yeah, sure. Tell us another one.
I don't kid, alright? I'm serious. You all changed.
Changed how?
Devil voices came out of you guys.
This is all like first draft edgelord dialogue, and the actors couldn't make it work. Yet they don't edit down some of this crap.
Tony's waiting for you.
Don't be a fucking jerk, Lydia.
Don't call me a fucking jerk. You're the fucking jerk.
Cool your jets, alright? I didn't call you anything. I said don't be. I didn't say you are.
I know what you said. I'm not stupid.
It was in the script, therefore it must be spoken. We filmed it, therefore it must stay in the edit.
We went into a reverie, that's all. Meaning that we went into a trance-like state, affording a channel into the spirit world.
You knew something like this could happen, and you still let us play?
He literally said we could raise the dead. And then she's like, it's just a game.
Oh, didn't you girls say you needed stimulating?
Not by letting spirits inside of us.
So subjecting everyone to demons is your idea of stimulation?
The dialogue is so awfully written that they should have at least made the editing more snappy. Then pregnant girl is feeling all affected by demons, so she goes to throw up, then asks Jesus to protect them.
God, deliver us from evil.
Feeling better?
A bit chilly.
I just thought you were getting a little horny.
Always a dick.
Then, oh no, the killer from Scream is possessed. Oh no, he's attacking.
Tony, do something! Do something!
This is the type of shit I'm talking about! Jesus! Deliver him!
You get off me! me before I shit myself?
This is nearly at the halfway mark. So far, this movie has failed at script writing, acting, editing, tension, and now they expect you to keep watching after a fart joke? Wow.
Oh, it smells like shit. I had all you guys looking like you see the devil himself. Come on, I really did get you with this one.
I gotta admit, it was a rush and a half.
I gotta take a piss.
Yeah, take a crap too while you're at it.
That's right, Jay. So, at the halfway mark, the filmmakers discovered how to color correct. Boom! Hey, look, we can add more contrast and vibrance. Should we then color correct the first half of all of the scene so it all matches? What? Why? Why would we fine tune? Next, Mr. This game is so stupid and I told you not to summon a spirit goes out to investigate something. And this chick has the magical ability to deflate all tension with monotone acting.
Who is it, Tony? Can you see?
Real funny, Joe.
And just when you were thinking the loud music was annoying, it turns into this when BLEH! BLEH? This movie can't even get a BLEH right. This dude that falls off his chair. And then the edit makes this awkward cut.
Holy shit, man. No.
Cuts between two different angles of the one actor, but in two different positions. One leaning back and the other leaning forward, but it still shares the same audio of dialogue.
Holy shit, man. No.
And on that note, this brings us to the monster. Zombie from the start shows up in his cheap suit and lovely blue eyes, which makes him the most goofy looking, unthreatening monster ever, especially when his name is Jonah. So he shows up, this kid dies.
No, Joe, no, Joe, no, do it, Joe, why? Why? No, Joe, don't do it, Joe, get away, Joe!
He's dead! Tony's dead!
Hey, let's rip off shots from The Shining for no reason.
Tony! Tone!
Nah, and then this movie ramps up the drama.
Fucking Joe, I won that.
It's not Joe!
He's on drugs, this stupid prick.
So they keep name dropping this Joe guy, and on my first watch through of this movie, I thought they were referring to Jonah and just cutting his name in half because they're all Ouija pals by this point. But nah, it was this guy in the car at the start, and you could barely even hear what they call him. This character is constantly getting name dropped like he's relevant to the plot. So far, he's just some random guy in a flashy car, and that's the only time you see him. Oh, until he shows up at the end to have a little quip about the aftermath that he didn't see.
Fuck happened here? They were a fucking kid in a fucking wild night.
Is it Joe?
Is it Jonah? Did we do it?
Are you insane? Joe's been taking all kinds of drugs. He probably took some bad shit and lost his mind. It's Joe! Fucking druggie.
See, he just keeps name dropping Joe and Joe's on drugs. The dialogue just keeps getting repeated until this dialogue that sounds like a goon from the 50s.
It was Jonah. He killed him. All that blood, Tony's blood, all over, and Jonah laughing at me, wanting me to see it.
I did it, you hear? And I'm glad, I tell ya!
One thing I've always wondered about entry-level actors like this. Clearly they want to give a good dramatic performance to wow people with their acting skills. But I wonder if they ever fear what if the amateur direction, their poorly written dialogue, how the director of photography films them versus how the editor cuts around their performance might make them look like a bad actor.
He hit him over the head. He took the bat from him and he whacked him right in the head.
Now just a thought. Next, the nerd character's inhaler runs out and they inspect the dead kid's body. Then Jonah shows up with his super annoying repetitive theme song. Then the nerd kid just dies.
What are you doing? Don't stop!
Jesse was dead already, Johnny. We did what we could.
He gave up. I tried to save him.
Also, something else I should mention, during all of these wacky, spooky hijinks, the movie keeps cutting back to the Sopranos' cocktail dinner upstairs, and Jonah just sort of walks around the door of the basement. Next, the editing gets all stylized. Like, finally, there's a style. The dead guy comes back to life to taunt the killer from Scream.
I warned you.
It's too late for that.
What?
Hold on. Gone.
Huh? It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You're the reason everyone done die to nizzle, bro. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You're the reason everyone died to nizzle, bro. This is why the sound mix is frustrating, because I know they bloody worked on one. Two very important things that any up-and-coming filmmaker needs to know. Professional feedback, not just friends and family, and fine-tune. Just because you wrote all of this crappy dialogue doesn't mean it all has to stay in the edit. Just because you can drag and drop the delay effect onto audio doesn't mean you have to use the default settings. Just remember, movies that are easy to make are hard to watch. And so, people start dying.
No, Francis!
Backwards Cap Guy begins overacting beyond belief.
Jesse got Jesse! He didn't fight! He should have fought, not given up! Stop looking at him!
We're all dead.
Would you just shut up, Lydia?
Everything we thought that mattered just doesn't.
You're on my nerves like I can't even tell you, so just shut up!
Then everyone is in a panic. Preggers lady wants to fix stuff with the board, and then Gossip Girl starts getting all cocky, bragging about how screwed they are.
Life is one big, fat, meaningless joke. This is what you want for your baby?
Just don't lose hope.
Hope is for those who can't face the truth.
You just have to pull yourself together, all right?
Stop lying to yourself. It's a dream you wake up from and forget it. That's life and death, and we're already dead.
And I was starting to think she was now possessed, because like, you know, someone is meant to be possessed according to the title, even though the girl on the poster doesn't appear in this movie.
We're all going to die, and you just have to accept it.
So it's safe to assume that she's got the Ouija demon in her, as she changes her tune in the next scene when they try to redo the Ouija thing.
We are really, really sorry. Please forgive us, Jonah.
So then they start chanting, "Forgive us, Jonah. Go back and rest in peace."
Forgive us, Jonah. Go back and rest in peace.
Forgive us, Jonah. Go back and rest in peace.
And Jonah, who keeps awkwardly standing outside the door this entire time, is like, yeah, alright. But then they start arguing over his physical gender pronoun.
Do you think we sent it back?
Him. Jonah was a man. Him. Not it.
Him? It? I don't give a shit.
And after this bitch has given up hope, now she's all optimistic.
Relax, Johnny. Everything's okay.
How can you be so cool?
Because everything's okay. He's gone. Can't you feel it?
And then she keeps saying it.
It's gone. Jonah's gone. Can't you feel it?
He's gone. Come on, guys. Don't be afraid.
Jonah's gone. Can't you feel it?
Jonah's gone away. He's not here anymore. He's gone.
Can't you feel it?
Ugh, no tension. She just keeps saying things and the other actors don't know what to do.
Here's Jonah.
Oh, I guess she was possessed. Okay, she's a traitor now. How's this going to affect the group dynamic?
Guys, come on, scream, make some noise. Someone's gotta hear us. Help! Guys, come on!
Help!
Help!
Help! If you want to die, then go die! My head hurts.
I can't take much more of this. It keeps cutting to the stupid party upstairs, and they thought it would be so funny to just have this fat old guy laughing with a mouthful of chips. Oh, you know how horror films sometimes have a joke or five in them? Ha ha ha. And then this bitch like offers herself to Jonah, who starts drooling creaming soda on her neck. And then the most amazing action fight choreography mixed with state-of-the-art editing and sound design ensues. And it's like, if your monster looks cheap, stop showing it so much. Anyway, this garbage scuffle continues, and then they speed up the footage because it's executed so terribly. Wow, so very action-y. Then pregnant girl gets into this box, Jonah finds her, attacks her with the Ouija board because remember that thing? And then she walks out of the house and is like, yeah, I've seen some shit. I've been through some stuff. I'll never be the same again. She collapses in front of the party of old people, and this guy screams. Ambulance, and this woman has something to do with Jonah, I guess. And that was the Ouija Possession, or as it was originally called, Jonah Lives, released in 2012. Not a ripoff of the Ouija movies, but what I can tell you from this and the rest of the movies coming, if it says Ouija in the title, you're getting ripped off. Now this movie was insufferably slow and takes forever to get to the horror, not in a good way. I actually had to watch it in 3 sittings, but in an unfortunate turn of events while editing, it's kind of grown on me. Not in terms of thinking it's good, but more in how one would enjoy The Room. So much of the dialogue is so bizarre and alien that it would make for a great drinking game with friends. I'll start with the first rule. When the killer from Scream is talking about raising the dead, drink every time Sideburns guy gets up, chastises him, and then keeps doing it again and again and again. So crack open some cold ones and have fun with liver failure. And that brings me to the next film. L'chaim!